Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff, and let me know what you think about my video in the comment section. So today it's a little bit of a story time video, just something I would like to share, and in the hope that you would encourage someone out there to go and find help if they're struggling with or if they see any signs of this in the child. This is a very hard video for me because it brings back a lot of old memories, painful memories that as a mom no one would want to go through. So a little bit over, no, 10 years ago, not over because he's 10 now. I had after I had my baby, everything was all nice, everything was all good, and then 12 months into my baby being born, which means he was a year old, because I went back to work so quickly. I'll say quickly, but I guess everyone, wouldn't say that's quickly, because he was about 9 months when he went to nursery. I was a new mom. I was a new working mom. I had a job in the finance sector. I am a compliance consultant, and so I was still doing my day job in terms of like consulting for clients. And obviously this was a very demanding job. At the time I was actually working in the IT sector. I hadn't transitioned yet, but anyway, that's not why I'm shooting this video, why I'm making this video. So going back to my story, so going back to work after my baby was 9 months, I had to put him in nursery. But nothing prepared me for what was coming, the journey ahead. I realized that every time he went to nursery, he was always falling sick. So I would get to work and I would get a call, and it would be, hi mom, Urami is not feeling well, you need to come and get him. And I would go get him, but because it's a policy of the nursery, so he wouldn't be able to go back to the nursery for at least 48 hours. And that would mean I have to let my manager know or make up an excuse why I wouldn't be able to turn up to work. This went on for it went on for a while. So when he was about a year and a half, I realized that his nose was always dripping. His nose was always dripping, and his mouth was open, constantly open, which meant that he was mouth breathing. But I had no idea what that was. I just thought, kids go to nursery, they get ill, and they get better. And where I live, here in the United Kingdom, doctors are not, they don't really like to give kids antibiotics or anything like that. It's always, oh, just go home, give him carpal and he'll be fine. Well, that's what I believed, because I was a new mom, I didn't know any wiser. So the amount of times that he went to the GP, this was what we were told: oh, just go back home, give him carpal and he'll be fine. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't work. But one thing I noticed, that every time that he was given the carpal and all of that stuff, the temperature will come down, but the runny nose never went away. The mouth breathing was there. There was nothing I didn't give him, nothing I didn't use to dry up his nose and to at least give him the ability to breathe without mouth opening. So this continued for a while, and I remember going, then he had a very high fever in nursery, and the same story repeated itself. I was called in, and I went in, got him, and because his temperature was so high and he was so hot, I took him straight to the doctors, and I met this doctor, I can't remember her name now, but I met this doctor who changed our life, because she was the one who actually said to me, Mom, you need to go to the hospital. I'm going to refer you to the ENT doctors, and they would be able to begin a course of treatment for Urami. And bearing in mind that he's had this constant fevers and runny nose for a little bit over a year, and I didn't know what to do. I tried every home remedy, I tried every carpal and all of that. So immediately she said that, she referred me straight to the hospital. I got the letter. No, I did go to the hospital that day because he ran a temperature, and he was seen and all of that. And that was the first time he was given antibiotics. Because when we got to the A&E, I was told that he had tonsillitis. For those of you who don't know what tonsillitis, it's basically when your tonsils get infected, and what it means is that they enlarge, and it's very painful because your tonsils are basically somewhere around here. And usually for kids, when you have tonsillitis, they have glands. So for example, if your child was running a temperature and they're not able to eat and drink, now, because I know, and the experience I've been through, I know I'm almost like a nurse, which I'm not, but experience has taught me that when my child, you know, after that, any subsequent children that I had, the first thing I do is to check for glands. So usually if your kid is running a temperature over, you know, after 24 hours and they're not getting any better, they're not eating and they're not drinking, the first thing you should do is check the glands. So if you have tonsillitis, usually if you touch the child's the back of the ear or somewhere around here, you would feel that there's kind of like a lumpish kind of thing there. It's not a lump, don't be afraid, it's not a lump. It's just basically the tonsil glands that are swelling up. That's just the body reacting to the bacteria in the tonsils, so that will make them have glands. But I never knew this, so I never used to check. And the doctor basically just felt my son and said, oh my God, his glands are so big. And I was like, what is that? What does that mean? And then he starts to explain what I've just said, and said, basically, I'll give you a course of antibiotics. And that was the beginning of how he started having recurrent tonsillectomy. I mean, it was so bad that we tried everything. He was on the machine because he snored a lot. We had inhalers and that didn't help. He was really, really suffering. He constantly had high temperatures, swollen glands. The inhaler thing wasn't working. The sleep ventilator thing. There was a time he had the sleep machine so that they can kind of monitor if he stops breathing when he sleeps. This was really, really hard. And that continued over for at least another year. It was constant going back to ENT, going back to ENT, going back to ENT. And one day, finally we saw a consultant, this lady. Although she was the one who said she was going to do a procedure and my son was going to get better, she was actually the beginning of our even bigger problem. Because after much talking into, she convinced me that to do a tonsillectomy what did they call it? The removal of your adenoids, the glands in your ears, and the input of grommets, because my son had been so ill over a long period of time, it started affecting his hearing, which also meant that my son didn't talk. So I had to go through. We went through a lot of speech therapy, even for him to be, for him to be diagnosed with, oh, he needs speech therapy, because he didn't say anything. He was just basically wordless. So we would communicate with him, and even at the nursery, and he wouldn't say anything. He was at this point, he was probably 2 and 2.5. There was nothing like mommy. There was nothing like dada. There was nothing